What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. Thank you for joining me. I'm Ryan Thomas, the host of the Thomas Take. Very excited to do the post-game reaction to the Buffalo Bills today. I want to start off by saying that, I'm not excited. I'm saying I'm excited because I'm excited to do this podcast, as I always am. But I'm not excited for the reasons in which I'm doing it, and I'm not excited for what I'm about to say. So, thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm very excited to give you guys some information, throw some knowledge at you guys tonight after this Week 13 loss in which the Buffalo Bills hosted the Pittsburgh Steelers, losing 27-20. And I want to look at the stats, really delve into the stats of the game because the stats tell a big story along the way. So I'm very excited to go through the aftermath of this game, what this game meant going into the game. Now, a story broke out from a credible source that Rex Ryan could be done with the Buffalo Bills. He could be on his way out. Could be time for Rex Ryan to be fired. And Anthony Lynn would then be promoted as the head coach for the next 3 weeks, for the last 3 weeks of the season, which would be a total sign of a colossal failure by the Buffalo Bills in the last 2 years during the hiring process. It would be the Buffalo Bills' second head coach in the last 4 years, obviously being the fact that they had Doug Marrone a few years back. He only coached here 2 years. Rex Ryan could very well, as of tomorrow, be now fired, given the fact that the Buffalo Bills lost this game 27-20 in the fashion that they did. Le'Veon Bell putting up over 230 yards against the Buffalo Bills, the highest total in which Le'Veon Bell ever ran in his career, I believe, and the highest total in which the Buffalo Bills have allowed to a running back running the ball. So 38 carries, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, average yards per carry 6.2. Big Ben Roethlisberger 17 for 31, 220 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Now I can go, obviously, to the Buffalo Bills. Tyrod Taylor 15 for 25, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So LaShawn McCoy 12 carries, 27 yards, 1 touchdown. So the running game was not there, due in large part to the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers knew that the running game was coming. Buffalo has the number one running attack. Yes, better than the Dallas Cowboys with their running back, Ezekiel Elliott. Buffalo is ranked first in yards per game, first in yards per carry throughout the course of this 2016 season. And they entered this game, obviously, with that allure to their running game. Pittsburgh knew that they needed to stop that in order to force Tyrod Taylor to beat them. And once again, he failed. Everybody knows what my opinion is on Tyrod Taylor. I'm not going to beat it to death. I've thought for probably since day one that he was not the answer for their franchise. And over the course of this season, he's proven that time and time again. I'm more interested at looking forward as far as what the Bills can do to become a better team. Now, I put my opinions out there on Facebook most of the time. That's what I have the easiest access to, and that is really where I see a lot of articles and stuff like that. So I put my opinion out there very freely, and that's something that I've always been doing. And it's one of those things where I definitely expect to see... let's see here. I definitely expect to get some negative criticism, and that's okay. I don't expect every single human being on the face of the earth to agree with what I say, and if I did, then I chose the wrong profession. I chose the wrong career choice to do that. I expect people to disagree with what I say. I expect people to agree with what I say, too, to an extent. I expect a reaction from people, and that's what I want. Whether it's positive or negative, doesn't really matter. One thing that does matter, though, along the way, is I do want a reaction in which that isn't negative to the point where you're demeaning me and demoralizing me as a person, saying that I root for people to fail, saying that I, basically saying that I'm full of garbage, which I'm really not. I said day one when they announced that Tyrod Taylor would be their starting quarterback, I had my doubts whether the Buffalo Bills had the offensive line for him, whether he was physically capable of being a week in, week out, 16-week franchise quarterback in the NFL. I had questions about his arm ability, his ability to throw over the middle of the field. I had questions about his leadership. I had a lot of questions, and those same questions are still questions that I have to this very minute, as of right now, as I'm saying the things that I'm saying, as I'm on this podcast. So, what is next? We really don't know. My guess is that Rex and Tyrod will now both be gone after the conclusion of the 2016 season. Doug Whaley is in very good standing with Terry Pagula, much better standing than I thought he was originally in. I think he's getting a little bit longer of a leash, and it's a situation comparable to the Sabres situation where they fired Lindy Ruff. They gave the GM, Darcy Regier, a little bit of time to prove his worth, and then Darcy Regier followed suit right after. So I expect that to happen with the Buffalo Bills as well. Doug Whaley's made some really bad decisions for this football team, putting them in bad positions, overreaching for players, like Sammy Watkins, giving away our first-round draft choice in 2015 in order to attain Sammy Watkins. So I expect a lot to change. I don't expect Doug Whaley to go, although I would like for him to. I'd like a clean slate with the Buffalo Bills, with Kim and Terry being the only survivors, and everybody else just let go, as far as their front office goes. So I expect things to go the way they're supposed to. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm very happy, though, that I do get the reactions that I get. It lets people know that they care about what I say, whether they agree with it or whether they don't. That's up to them. But making it personal, making it ignorant, and making snide, rude comments is not really worth my time addressing it. At the end of the day, this is sports talk. This is nothing more than that. And sometimes I do come off as if I know everything. But you have to look at the facts. I said that Tyrod would be a mistake, and he's been a mistake. There's been contributing factors, of course, that he's not the lone factor as to why the Bills are 6-7. But he is a guy that definitely are actually 6-8. But he is a guy that is not their franchise. He's not worth the time. So it's time to move forward. That being said, my chest is killing me because I'm so stressed out. Stressed out over the fact that I do have people that are just Thomas Take haters. And that's okay. But, this is all in good fun. This is just an outlet for me to express my opinion. And if people want to say rude things and have rude things to say, I was always told that if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. So take care, guys.